point. So now we're on the gold section, and overall the gold section, as Madeline mentioned, is a place where you share your long-term goals and strategies. So there are questions, and they are derived from the charting impact questions, which were developed by Independent Sector and DBBY's Giving Alliance and GuideStar. And so it's the space where we really want you to share what's going on in your organization long term. So one of the questions that sits a bit outside of that is that we got a request for a lot of folks to be able to share a problem overview. So what is it in the world, what problem or opportunity or need are you addressing in your organization, and what are the ways that you talk about that? So this isn't a really long one, but it is kind of helping the reader to orient themselves to your work and what is important to you there. And these next questions are around your goals. So long and short term, what do you exist to accomplish? The way that you can think about this is often written in your theory of change. This is also often written in a ton of board information that you share, a lot of grant information. One rule that we really like to enforce, or not necessarily a rule, but a tip and trick, is to borrow, not invent. So you've written this time and again in a bunch of different places. Feel free to go find that and copy paste. It might be on your website, it might be in a grant application. Go find it. So what you see here is, this is GuideStar's profile, obviously, so this is where we are articulating just a bit around our goals. Another quick note here is that there isn't kind of bold and italics and those sorts of things, so you really want to make those line breaks work for you and separate it out in that way. So you've got your goals, you've got your strategy, so what is it that you plan to use in your arsenal to address these problems, your capabilities, similar, and indicators. So how will you know that the work that you're doing is going well? So for us, it is things like people using the information that we share and people identifying tools that they can use to make more informed decisions in their giving, those sorts of things. Your progress, how will you know or how far have you come so far, and what's next for you? And that's it for gold. Madeline, did you have any tips and tricks you wanted to share?
Yeah, so basically one of the major tips here is to not go too crazy. So you'll notice that there is a character limit of 3,000 characters, but we do not want you to use that entire character limit, and you really shouldn't, because when people are online, they're scanning. There's nothing we can do about that, but they're going through, they're scanning. So what you want to do is make sure you do maybe like 3 to 4 very short paragraphs for each question, and they don't have to be very long. And like Jasmine said earlier, you want to make sure there's that line break in between so that when people are scanning, they can kind of get the first little bit of this sentence, the first bit of that sentence, as you know they'll do.